What's going on, everybody? Good evening. It's a little later than I expected, but whatever. We here. So I just wanted to talk about a few things, and obviously I'm gonna be a little be brief. I wanted to talk about investments tonight, and I wanted to talk about how to fight fatigue when you're chasing your dreams. Right. So we're not gonna be too long. I'm gonna just get into it. So, what investments? So I noticed that growing up where I came from, where a lot of us come from, we don't talk about money. Like we talk about money as if it's like an imaginary figure or it's like a god or something where it just falls from the sky and the white man did it and all that, right? However, money has a language. And everybody talks about how they want to be a millionaire and this, that, and the third, but nobody really understands the language of money, right? The language of wealth. And what it is how you start wealth is by not being selfish. So with that being said, investments are very important. So like the life that we live is full of checks and balances and investments. The reason why I say that is because with investments, there's risks. Well, in life, there's risk, right? And so you have to be willing to be able to understand what would be considered an investment that's worth it and an investment that's not. If it will increase your chances of improvement, then it's a valuable investment. For instance, if you know that you out of shape like me, I decided to invest $487 in my 18-month LA Fitness plan, right? It comes with a free what's it called? A free guest. I got like towel privileges. I could go to any LA Fitness in the world or whatever. It comes with perks. But the reason why I wasn't tripping is because it was for the year, right? So not only did I get coverage for the year, but I got it for 18 months. So that means, and I got 300 of that $480 back from my job. Now watch this. So in reality, I only spent $187, which is a great investment because my health is important, right? I have a daughter. I need to be able to live longer. You know what I'm saying? I actually, your body can make you money. Modeling gigs, right? Marketing, it's a solid investment. So back to the conversation at hand. So investment. So for all of you guys who work and have 9 to 5s, even if you don't, but if you just want to learn this principle, the way that you build success and the way that you build wealth is by investments. The way of money is understanding how money works. We are so conditioned, we as black people are conditioned to understanding money in a form of spending because we are the top consumers in the world. We as a people spend the most money and yet make the least amount of money. We don't have assets. We have liabilities. And we need to focus on strengthening our assets and increasing our assets and decreasing our liabilities. Well, what do you mean, King? I need you to speak in English for me. Okay. Prime example, investments. All right. You need to have you heard of a mutual fund? A mutual fund is a fund full of different stocks from different companies. Mutual funds are perfect for people, especially those who work 9 to 5s, for the long-term goal. Why? Because they're what we call diversified, which means that there's multiple stocks in one fund, which will, in theory, well, actually it's a fact, but that's a fund that you start in that has some risk, but because of the length of time, it can survive the fluctuation of the stock market. You can do an easy market account, which is a safe investment that has it's a small risk, so it's a small reward, right? But it's safe. These are things that you guys need to be focusing on. You need to focus on your 401k. Do you have a retirement account, right? A Roth IRA or a traditional IRA. These are things that are working for you while you work for your money. The problem is that we think that if we have one job, and this is in 2019, people still think it's about that one job that's supposed to provide a level of comfortability. That's not true. The average millionaire has at least three to four streams of income coming in. And I need you to understand that. I want everybody that's on this live to say this word or type this word in. Say passive. And then it's 2 words. So passive income. I want you to type that in the comment below. Passive income. That is the way to success, because that means that money is coming in while you're sleeping. A lot of us, especially black people, they've conditioned us to take pride in how much money we make when we trade our time for dollars. As long as you continue to think with that mindset, you'll never reach financial freedom. Financial freedom is all about distribution. How many of you can you create to work for you so you no longer have to work? Now, what I mean by that is finding value in yourself. God gave us gifts and abilities that would let us create wealth. The Bible says that God said that he would give us the power to create wealth. And when he did that with the gifts given, with the gifts on the inside of us that would not only put us before great men, but allow us to create wealth from them. So you need to find out what your gifts are. You need to find out what God has placed in you that will not only be used for his kingdom, but also create you revenue. I was able to make $10,000 last year alone from a thought. I didn't have a job. I was working my businesses full time that God gave to me when I was dead broke in 2016. That's called value. I can literally create money. I can make money whether I have a job or not. Think about it this way. Don't you find it odd, and don't you find it crazy that people literally, their lives change significantly just because they lost a job? I don't think a job should have that much authority over your life that people turn to alcoholics, drug addicts, strippers. I mean, think about it. We literally place our very beings in the hands of companies that could care less about us once the productivity stops. See what I'm saying? So what I'm telling you guys is you guys need to invest in these things. You need to invest in a financial advisor. You need to invest in a life coach. You need to invest in an accountant. Now, obviously, there's tax brackets and there's levels to the necessary need of an accountant. But a life coach is important. A lot of y'all got dealing with mental health issues and emotional disorders, and you don't even know it. I'm just being real. See, people blame the white people for everything. And listen, I'm very conscious. I'm very aware, pro-black, and I'm very aware of what's going on in the streets. But at some point, we have to take ownership of what we're not doing and what we are doing wrong. And really, what I'm going to say is this. Black people don't value knowledge like they should. The fact of the matter is, people would be more concerned to hear from you based on what they think you have because of what they see, other than what you're telling them. See, black people want you to spoil them opposed to giving them an opportunity. They want you to provide everything right then and there instead of an opportunity. Do you not understand that opportunity can change your life? See, that got to be the difference between you and them. All I ever needed was the door to crack open. I don't need nobody to open the door for me. I'll get the door open. If you gonna do anything for me, just show me where the water at. I'ma go drink. You ain't gotta bring me no cup. I'ma go get it. Show me where the food at. I'ma go get it. You understand? We got to get like that. The second thing, like I was saying, with entrepreneurship is you get to a point when you on your dream where you face fatigue. And that's when you kind of lose momentum. That's when you lose motivation. And that's when you typically start to believe that you're doing this for nothing, because all the effort you put in and all the work you put in, the hours, are not producing, the results that you believe you should see. And there's three things that usually come with fatigue, or come from fatigue, or come that develop fatigue. The first thing is that you're taking your eye off the prize. Somewhere along the line of your journey, you forgot the reason why you do what you do. You forgot the end result. You forgot the very thing that motivated you from the start. The second thing is watching other people. As much as I appreciate social media, I must say it has really scarred or bruised the perception of success. People literally out here counting other people's blessings and counting other people's situations and problems as if they belong to them. And they comparing themselves to people they don't even know based on pictures. You understand what I'm saying? And videos. When the whole time, it ain't nothing to create a video and show you what I want you to see and manipulate you into believing that this is my reality. See, a lot of us not focused on the right things. We focused on everybody else. We focused on how they doing what they doing. If you was focused on what you was doing, you wouldn't even know that they was doing anything. The third thing is lack of faith. It's disappointment. Is how do you bounce back from being disappointed? Because in your journey, you're going to get a lot of disappointments. Things ain't going to go your way. They sure not. But you have to have persistence. You got to have confidence that what God told you what was is what it was and what it will be. And you got to stand on that. So with that being said, if you're experiencing fatigue tonight, I want you to really sit down and I want you to write down 5 things about your dream. And those 5 things need to include, but don't have to be limited to, your why. What happens when you reach this goal? Why are you so hype about? Why did you start it in the first place? The second thing is, who is it? What purpose is it serving? Who is it serving? Because see, a lot of times too, like when we figure out what we want to do, we don't consult with God about it. It's empty. There's dark reasons as to why that dream was produced in the first place, and God had nothing to do with it. So that's another thing. You really got to check yourself and ask yourself, is God being pleased? Is this what God want me to do? Is this my God-given destiny, or is this something that I just want to do because I want to receive praise for it? Like, you got to watch yourself. Sometimes that could be the reason why you ain't getting blessed too. And lastly, am I doing enough? What can I improve on? What are the people that I'm watching and I'm lusting or being envious after? What can I do to improve? What are they doing that I'm not doing that's getting them a result that I'm not getting? These are real questions you need to ask yourself and be honest with yourself with. Because fatigue comes in when you don't see movement. Now it's called discouragement. Now you're discouraged. Now I ain't got no motivation to do it for real. I don't really feel like doing it. I'm over it. Like, because you're not seeing the results you feel like you should see at the time you should see them. You have to keep going and ask yourself. This is the last question you need to ask yourself. Do I really want it? Is this really what I want? For real? Like, is this it? And you really need to sit down with that. Don't let that be no quick yes or no. Really sit down with that and ask yourself, is what you've been chasing, this dream and all that, really what you want? Is it really? Because that's the question. Anybody got any questions? Okay, nobody has questions. All right. Well, I ain't gonna be too long, like I said. It's getting late. I could probably talk to y'all tomorrow. So good night. Thank you, and I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.